The mad honey market has exploded over the last 5 years. What was once a hidden Himalayan secret known only to local communities in Nepal and Turkey is now a global wellness product sold on websites, in luxury food stores, and on social media all around the world. With this rapid growth has come a serious problem. Fake mad honey is everywhere. Counterfeit jars are being sold to thousands of buyers every day, and most of these buyers have no idea they are paying premium prices for a product that has nothing to do with real rhododendron honey. According to a 2023 European Commission report, 46% of 147 honey samples tested across Europe were likely adulterated with cheap plant syrups. That number alone tells you how big the global honey fraud problem is. When you add in the fact that authentic mad honey can sell for as much as $180 per 100 grams, the temptation for fraud becomes massive. Today we are going to walk through the 3 most common ways fake mad honey shows up on the market and give you the practical tools to avoid every single one of them. Before we get into the 3 fakes, let us look at the size of the problem. According to research from Cranfield University in the United Kingdom, honey is one of the most commonly adulterated food products in the world. The UK alone imported 89.8 million pounds worth of honey in 2023. Globally, honey is now the 3rd most faked food product after milk and olive oil. A 2023 study by the Spanish research team Beltran and colleagues showed that current laboratory methods can detect sugar syrup adulteration down to 15% contamination, but most consumers will never test their honey at home. This means the average buyer is the last line of defense, and that defense depends entirely on knowing what to look for. The first and most common type of fake mad honey on the market is sugar syrup adulteration. This is the simplest and the cheapest fraud. A seller takes a small amount of real honey, sometimes just regular wildflower honey, and mixes it with cheap industrial sugar syrups like corn syrup, rice syrup, or beet syrup. Then they label the final product as authentic Nepalese or Turkish mad honey and charge a premium price. According to research published in 2023, sugar syrups are the most difficult honey adulterants to detect because they share many chemical similarities with real honey. The European Commission 2023 report found that 46% of tested honey samples were likely adulterated this way, which means roughly 1 out of every 2 jars on the European market may not be what it claims to be. For mad honey specifically, this fraud is even worse because there is no rhododendron nectar in the product at all. The buyer is essentially paying $100 or more for diluted regular honey. How do you avoid this first type of fraud? The most powerful tool is lab certification. A real authentic mad honey supplier will provide a batch-specific lab report that tests for granotoxin levels, sugar profile, and moisture content. Real mad honey contains measurable granotoxin 1 and granotoxin 3. Fake sugar syrup honey contains 0 granotoxin. According to a study on 10 mad honey samples from the Black Sea region, real granotoxin 3 levels range from 0.701 micrograms per gram to 68.754 micrograms per gram. If a lab report shows 0 or no detection of granotoxin, the product is fake. Always ask for a recent batch lab certificate before buying. Trusted suppliers now use QR codes on every jar that link directly to that jar's specific test report. If a seller cannot provide this, walk away. Also pay attention to price. Authentic Nepalese mad honey retails between $60 and $180 per 100 grams in 2026. Authentic Turkish Delibal sells between $25 and $80 per 100 grams. If you see mad honey priced at $10 or $15 per 100 grams, that is a clear warning sign. Real honey from cliffs in the Himalayas simply cannot be produced at that price. The second type of fake mad honey is regular honey labeled as mad honey with no rhododendron content at all. This fraud is even more brazen than syrup adulteration. The seller takes 100% real honey, but it is regular wildflower honey or commercial honey from local farms. They put it in a fancy jar, add a Himalayan or Turkish label, write a beautiful story about Gurung honey hunters, and sell it as the rare and famous mad honey. The product itself is not adulterated. It is just not mad honey. According to industry observers, this is one of the most common scams on Amazon, Etsy, and various social media marketplaces. The honey looks beautiful, tastes sweet, and may even be high quality, but it has 0 connection to rhododendron flowers and 0 of the unique chemistry that makes mad honey what it is. How do you avoid this second type of fraud? The first tool is pollen analysis. Real mad honey contains tiny pollen grains from rhododendron flowers. Laboratories can identify these grains under a microscope and confirm the floral origin of the honey. A trusted supplier will provide pollen analysis results along with the chemical lab report. The second tool is sensory testing. Real mad honey has a very specific look and taste. It is reddish brown to dark amber in color. It is thick and slow flowing. It has a slightly bitter and sharp taste from the rhododendron nectar, very different from the simple sweetness of regular honey. If your jar tastes like just sweet honey with no bitterness, no depth, and no complexity, you may not be holding real mad honey. The third tool is supplier verification. verification. Real, authentic suppliers in Nepal must hold export licenses from the Ministry of Agriculture and certifications from the Department of Food Technology and Quality Control. Many list these certificate numbers on their websites. A trusted supplier will be transparent about their harvest region, their honey hunters, and their export documentation. Vague or anonymous sellers should always raise red flags. The third type of fake Madhoney is fake authenticity packaging without proper backing. This one is more sophisticated and harder to spot. The seller invests in beautiful glass jars, premium gold-colored labels, fake QR codes that lead to generic websites, fake lab certificates that cannot be verified, and emotional storytelling about Himalayan honey hunters and ancient traditions. Everything looks perfect. The packaging looks expensive. The branding looks professional. But behind all of this presentation is either sugar syrup adulteration or just regular honey. According to research on global food fraud, premium packaging is now one of the most common tools used by counterfeit operators because consumers naturally trust products that look expensive and well-designed. The 2024 Cranfield University study noted that visual signs alone can no longer protect consumers because fake products often look more polished than real ones. How do you avoid this third type of fraud? The first tool is QR code verification. A real QR code on a real Madhoney jar should link directly to a specific batch lab report from a recognized laboratory like the National Food Laboratory of Nepal, which is accredited under ISO 17025:2017 standards, or a recognized European laboratory. If the QR code links to a generic homepage, a marketing landing page, or a fake report that cannot be cross-checked, it is not legitimate. The second tool is government certification verification. Real Nepalese Madhoney suppliers register with the Government of Nepal, Ministry of Agriculture, and the Department of Food Technology and Quality Control. You can often verify these registrations on official government websites. The third tool is buying from suppliers with verifiable physical addresses, real customer service teams, transparent shipping documents, and a long-established reputation. According to current market data, top trusted suppliers in 2026 ship using express couriers like FedEx, DHL, and UPS with full tracking numbers and customs documents. They also offer money-back guarantees on authenticity. A supplier with no physical address, no real customer service, and no transparency in their supply chain is almost always a fraud operation no matter how beautiful the packaging looks. There is one more practical tip that protects you against all three types of fraud at once. Always order a small jar first when buying from a new supplier. Test the product, verify the lab report, check the QR code, confirm the certifications. Only after all of this should you order a larger size or commit to a long-term supplier. Real authentic Madhoney is rare, valuable, and worth protecting. Knowing how to spot fake products is now an essential skill for anyone exploring this incredible Himalayan tradition. The Madhoney market will continue to grow over the next decade as more wellness-focused buyers discover this rare product. With that growth, the number of fake products will also grow. The good news is that the tools for detection are getting better every year. Lab certifications, pollen analysis, QR code verification, and government registration checks are now powerful weapons in the hands of smart consumers. Take the time to do the verification, and you will join the small but growing group of buyers who actually receive what they paid for. If you found this guide helpful, please drop a like to support our channel. If you want more videos that uncover the hidden truths behind rare foods, ancient traditions, and how to spot real from fake in the global food market, hit that subscribe button right now. Tap the bell icon so you never miss our next upload. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.